Okay, March 26th today, and I've decided that the the next big pruning job I want to do is this grapevine. I want to get that all decluttered before I start on the eastern redbud. The grapevine goes all the way over this, archway kind of. So I'll do that. I'm gonna bring, there's a main structure to it, and then I'll bring everything back to the first bud. For example, last year I cut everything back to there, and then all of that grew up there. I'll get rid of some of this other stuff. This is just fennel, I think. And then over here, I cut a lot back last year, and then this one branch or vine grew through the railing, and you can see it branched off into two there. So one grew up and then went into there, and then the other one here comes up all the way here and up into that mess and keeps going. Like, that one vine is I'd say at least 6 or 7 meters long. Like, it's crazy. So, I don't know, it's kind of cool that it comes up through here, and maybe I can, as it grows this year, kind of braid it up through the railing. That might be cool. So I'll cut it back real short here and then see how it grows. But overall, I'm gonna do this process, a little bit slowly over the next few days. It's still a little cold. It's going down to, I think, -11 or -4, feels like -11 tonight, and it'll be cold for the next couple days. There's a little bit of snow tonight and tomorrow, so I won't do the majority of this just yet, but I want to do a couple things here and there. Get a jump start on things before the sap really starts flowing. I don't think the cold will have too much of an effect on this. Alright, I'm just gonna start pruning a couple things. Okay, well, first things first, I'm just gonna do this part today. So here, this is the smaller branch. I'm going to allow this bud to grow out and kind of wrap around this part of the railing. And I can cut it all the way back here, for dieback, and because it's pretty cold out, and I don't know, just to be safe. Cut it back to there. Yeah. When I pruned it last year, it almost started, bleeding sap right away, so that's a good sign. I don't think it's too late to do this. This other one here, prune back to this one, and then I'll wrap it around the railing that way. That can be come up fairly tight to the railing here, and it won't be flailing around in the wind too much. So this one, it's really long internode to the next one. I'll just come halfway. And there it is. First two big cuts on the grapevine for the 2022 growing season. We got a whole bunch of grapes off this last year, and I wasn't really able to do much with them. We did eat a bunch of them, so did the neighborhood opossum. So that's pretty twisted up in there, but I can just pull that out. Yeah, there it is. I should measure that. See how long it is. And that's not even, you know, all the part that grew last year. It started way out the bottom there. Just in one growing season, all of this came out after a good pruning last year. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to cut that again. Oops. Yeah, well, that one's all broken anyways now. So we'll cut this back to the first bud. And I'll cut this. There's not really much going on here, but I'll remove last year's cut, and I think there's a small little bud here that'll grow out. If not, maybe something on the back, so I'll just go there. Okay, that's enough for today now. Pull the rest of that out. Yep. Okay. Those are the first cuts. A good start. I'll also just chop back a bunch of this dead stuff here. This is my fennel something. I don't know if it's a proper fennel or something else, but yeah. It's got a lot of dead, rather maybe they're not dead all the way back, but I'm sure they'll bud down to here. And from here, if I cut this back, there might be something burrowing in there. Winter resident, maybe. I'll just chop it above that. This one's way down. Same with that. Okay. And I'll just chop back whatever these little things are. I think this was an herb of some kind. Okay. That's cleaned up enough for now. There's a little rosemary in there. I'm sure that'll shoot up at some point, but well, that looks pretty dead. Okay, more tomorrow. Okay, well, it's April 2nd today. It's been exactly a week since I did that last work on this grapevine. I haven't worked on it, partially because the weather hasn't been cooperating, partially because I didn't really want to be out in the cold. I was kind of being a baby, being lazy, really looking forward to spring, not enjoying the cold weather still. So yeah, there's no real need for me to film all the cutting, so you can see the buds are starting to develop a little bit, there's cat hair all over the place here, starting to, you know, plump up a little. The cut points are still doing great. There was no leaking or bleeding of sap at all. So basically, you know, for the main vines that are growing out that way, that's going to be the structure of the plant. You know, I'll cut everything back to the first bud or the second bud. You know, that one looks a lot better than any of these do down here, so I might cut it to there. And you know, I'll make that decision at every junction, you know, every leaf node, main branch division. Up there is a huge mess that needs to be cleared out. So, you know, I'll be up on the ladder for a bunch of this. And I don't really want to be, you know, dealing with talking on the video or anything. So I'll probably just set it up as a time lapse way back here somewhere. I'll do this part today, and then there's a whole bunch more up on top of the, you know, the walkway covering there that I'll do another day. All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and get the time lapse set up right here, and I'll be back in a little bit. Cheers. Whew, well, that was a lot of cutting, and I'm not even finished yet actually, but it's looking a lot nicer, cleaner. Got all this part done. You can see still there's no bleeding. I cut everything back to a nice bud, just like that, you know. Looking through my videos from last year, everything should start really growing in a week or two. You know, the weather is a little bit different this year, I guess. Maybe stayed a little colder later. But anyways, I'm just going to get on top of that and finish up there, and that'll be it for this grapevine. All right, well, it's April 8th today. It's been actually almost 2 weeks since I did that last work on this grapevine. I've decided to try air layering this one. The buds are generally looking really nice. A couple of them are starting to plump up really good. And here's the top of it. The only part I have left to prune. I decided not to do it on video because I kind of want to just get it done quickly and not, you know, risk falling up here on video. So yeah, I also have tons of videos I need to transfer and upload to YouTube, so I'm just going to set my phone to transfer some videos onto my computer while I do this, and that'll be that. Whole bunch of grapevine pruning. This is gonna produce real well this year, definitely. I'm on the other side now, and I just cleared out most of it. I think it's looking really good. Pretty much shortened it to the edge of the, you know, the structure layout. I still have a couple to get right in the middle, but I'll do that soon. Yeah, I left, you know, some big stuff over here. I actually, you know, did cut off quite a bit. There's some big ones down there. But I think this is really good structural pruning, and it's gonna grow really well this year. Still no bleeding of sap. No, it's not too late in the season to do this. The buds are just barely starting to wake up. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing this grow this year and how many grapes we get out of it. yeah, it's a really tasty grape. Green, white grape. Apparently it also makes a really good wine, so I'm definitely gonna try that this year. Considering I'll be here all year, I can take care of everything as the time comes. And yeah, that's a really cool grapevine. It was a fun experience pruning this last year, and again this year, watching the progress. That's it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers.